A grumpy, messy cat suddenly shows up at one of the biggest fashion shows of the year, surprising everyone in the audience. What this furry troublemaker does next leaves everyone in shock. As the first group of models walked confidently down the brightly lit runway at the eMystery International Fashion Show in Istanbul, Turkey, showing off the latest clothes, everything was going smoothly. But behind the scenes, an unexpected surprise was about to happen. Unbeknownst to the organizers, a scruffy black and white cat had wandered into the backstage area earlier that day, looking for a warm place to stay, underneath the glistening couture gowns. Hidden amidst the racks of designer clothes, the cat sat silently, its curiosity piqued by the bustling activity around it. As the models made their grand entrance, the atmosphere was charged with excitement. But suddenly, amidst the flurry of activity, the cat emerged from its hiding spot, startling both models and onlookers alike. With a defiant hiss, it darted onto the stage, its fur bristling with agitation. Panic swept through the backstage crew as they scrambled to contain the unexpected intruder. The angry cat materialized out of nowhere, despite the security personnel's best efforts to stop it from stepping onto the stage. The audience watched in stunned silence as the cat refused to budge, its unexpected appearance stealing the spotlight from the elegant models. Caught in the midst of this surreal scene, the models hesitated, unsure how to proceed. Some attempted to continue their graceful stride down the runway, while others froze in place, eyeing the cat warily. Gasps and murmurs spread through the crowd as the tension mounted, transforming the glamorous fashion show into a scene of chaos and unpredictability. One model almost fell as she avoided stepping on the angry cat swiping at her high heels. Gasps and looks of shock spread through the audience at the sight of this unexpected intruder. "Get that mangy stray out of here," shouted the fashion elite, but this feisty feline clearly had no intentions of being ushered away so easily. As security rushed to remove the unruly animal, it held its ground in the middle of the runway, growling and swiping at anyone who dared approach. The shocked security team was utterly helpless against this determined cat's refusal to leave the spotlight. No one dared to touch the cat due to its aggressive behavior. The audience watched in silence as the unexpected drama unfolded on the catwalk. Some admired the cat's boldness, while others shifted uncomfortably, hoping the disruption would end soon. It was a memorable moment in Fashion Week history, the day a stray cat boldly took over the show. What the audience didn't know was that the cat had a troubled past. It had once been a cherished pet of a rising model. During a crucial photo shoot a few months ago, the cat was brought along for luck, despite the crew's objections. The shoot, meant to be a big break for the model, had gone wrong, and the traumatic experience had left the cat and its owner deeply affected. During an outdoor shoot with elaborate props, something went terribly wrong. A heavy lighting rig toppled over and crashed on top of the cat carrier, narrowly missing the model but startling the cat. The impact caused the lock on the carrier to spring open. Startled by the loud noises and flashing lights, the cat bolted from the carrier and fled the chaotic scene, disappearing into the city. Frantic and desperate, the model called out for her beloved pet, but the frightened cat was already lost. Despite the model's anguished cries and the crew's desperate efforts to find her, the cat vanished without a trace into the unforgiving city. Scared and alone, she spent many nights on the harsh city streets. As months went by, she developed a fear of unfamiliar environments and large crowds, which led to her tense behavior at the fashion show. The incident deeply scarred the once loving animal, leaving her feral and untrusting of humans, a shadow of her former self. Backstage, fashion titans like lead designer Gökhan Hakkıali looked on in absolute horror as their meticulously planned show threatened to derail into utter chaos. Every attempt to continue seemed futile as the stubborn cat refused to leave the runway. Hakkıali tried to stay calm and keep the show going, but you could see sweat on her forehead. "The show must go on," she said firmly, followed by a frustrated, "Will someone please call animal control?" While they waited for help to arrive, everyone's attention was on the troublesome cat grooming itself in the middle of the stage. Photographers couldn't resist capturing this bizarre scene. Their camera lenses rapidly shifted away from the models to incessantly snap shot after shot of the smug furball basking in the spotlight like a true diva. Some audience members, initially shocked by the disruption, found themselves laughing and cheering on the fearless cat's antics. "Go for it, Kitty, you're stealing the show," shouted a few enthusiastic voices from the back. Fashionistas were shocked when one model, who had been walking gracefully, became clumsy, shuffled awkwardly, and dodged the cat's tail as it swished lazily. Another model, terrified, slowly backed away as the bold cat started pawing at the feathers and sequins on her gown. "Security, get that animal off the runway before it ruins everything." Heikki Ali began yelling into her headset in desperation. While the security team tried to chase the cat away again, it quickly darted back and forth, causing minor collisions. It became clear that this fearless feline had absolutely zero intentions of concluding its appearance anytime soon. As the chaos continued to unfold on the runway, a young woman in the audience sat frozen, her eyes wide with disbelief. It was as if time stood still for her as she recognized the scruffy cat causing the commotion. "It can't be," she whispered, tears welling up in her eyes. That woman was the model who had lost her beloved pet during the disastrous photo shoot months ago. She had never given up hope of finding her cat despite the slim chances in the sprawling city of Istanbul. The fashion show had been her first big event since the incident, and she had attended with a heavy heart, still mourning her lost companion. Overwhelmed by the sight of her cat, the model sprang from her seat and made her way toward the stage, pushing past the astonished onlookers. "Wait, please let me through," she pleaded with the security guards who were equally stunned by her urgency. "That's my cat. I know it's her." Backstage, Greta and Heikki Ali and the rest of the crew were scrambling to regain control of the situation when they saw the distressed woman approaching. They hesitated. "Please, you have to believe me," she cried, her voice trembling. "I lost my cat months ago during a photo shoot, and I swear that's her." Seeing the sincerity in her eyes, the crew reluctantly allowed her onto the stage. The model's heart pounded as she approached the cat, now sitting comfortably in the center of the runway. She knelt down a few feet away, tears streaming down her face. "It's me," she said softly, her voice choked with emotion. "It's your mama." The cat's ears perked up at the familiar voice. It turned its head, its eyes widening with recognition. Slowly, it took a tentative step toward the woman, then another, until it was close enough to sniff her outstretched hand. The connection was instant. The cat meowed softly, a sound the woman had longed to hear for months. Without hesitation, the cat nuzzled into her arms, purring loudly. The audience watched in awe as the heartfelt reunion unfolded before them. The woman hugged her cat tightly, her tears of joy mingling with the cat's fur. "I missed you so much," she whispered. Greta and Heikki Ali saw this touching moment and decided to use it to their advantage. They signaled the models to keep walking, but this time they included the reunited pair in the show. The audience was moved and applauded as the models continued down the runway. The woman, holding her cat, walked with them. What started as a disruption turned into the highlight of the show, adding an unexpected emotional touch. It became a memorable moment in fashion history, not just for the interruption, but for the heartwarming reunion. After the show, Greta and Heikki Ali spoke to the woman. "I'm glad you found your cat," they said. "Maybe this was meant to be." The woman smiled through her tears. "Thank you," she said. "I never thought I'd see her again." It turned out the photo shoot where the cat went missing had been in the parking lot of the fashion show building. The cat had been hiding inside the building for months and emerged during the show, leading to the touching reunion with its owner. What you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below.